Welcome to Thriving Moms of Autistics podcast, a free resource for moms raising young autistic children. I am your host, Dr. Christina Wilson. I created Thriving Moms of Autistics after years of experience working with families and having my own autistic child. I coach moms of young autistics one-on-one to tap into their strengths, create a supportive community, set firm boundaries, and raise their autistic child with confidence. Subscribe to the podcast and check out the earlier episodes so you don't miss a thing. Now, let's get to it.
Hi there. Welcome back to another episode of the Thriving Moms of Autistics podcast. 2024 has been a year of transition and challenges for many. It has flown by for me, but I have felt every minute of it, and it's embedded in my brain. And if I'm not careful, it will take control. It's going to take control of me. So in this episode, we break down tips for getting unstuck and the peril of what was 2024. And we explore ways to shift their mindset and how to transition into the new year like a rock star. So find the full transcript for this episode on your favorite podcast app and share the podcast with other moms so they can grow too. You can also do that by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts. I appreciate you. So why is it so difficult for moms of autistics to make changes in the new year? Well, did you know that chemical changes in the brain occur when we start something new and exciting? The boost of dopamine gives us just what we need to stay strong. Keeping the momentum is something else. Because, that boost of dopamine, what goes up comes down, right? It's that time of year where we review the past year as we move into the new year. So people often make New Year's resolutions. I'm pretty sure every single one of us have done that before. And we consider the highs and lows and how we want the new year to be different. But do we stop there? And we might give it a go for a time, but it usually doesn't last for many of us. And I've been there too. I get it. In general, our attention spans are short, and there is scientific evidence behind that, lots of research, and we also get distracted. Now, hello. Look what all we're dealing with. Of course we get distracted. You never know what's coming our way, right? So for moms of autistics, it's much more difficult to stick to and follow through those personal goals because there are so many variables involved for us. And we're busy taking care of strict schedules, medical appointments, navigating challenging behaviors, and it's just not easy. We need extra support to make it happen. I'm super mindful of when I develop courses and coaching programs, all of these things I'm very mindful of because it's so common just across the board. So how can moms gain momentum and succeed in the new year? We had a stressful event occur during a visit with my husband's family over Christmas. And I just loved seeing them. It was just a beautiful experience. And then something happened that it was really hard for everyone. One that our human brains will never forget. And unfortunately, my son has an exceptional memory or a photographic memory. So when he recalls it, he remembers it all. And our families tend to have more challenges over the year and different goals for the new year as a result. So it's easy to get stuck in our head and play it over and over, especially with the negative thought loop. You know what I'm talking about. As we replay these events and how we handle them, um, we'll continue to explore this in the future episode. I promise. Because there is no quick fix for this. It's part of the human condition. But there are things that we can do to ease our minds and to help us along the way. It would be great if we had a magic wand, right? That just makes change happen automatically. That would be awesome. But that doesn't exist. And it's not realistic. So I want to share some tips for creating the mindset shift that is needed to facilitate change in the new year, or even when, hard things happen, in which they do often. So when you consider changes you would like to make, start small, okay? And have you ever filled your plate full of food and then realized your eyes are bigger than your stomach? I do that often. My husband ends up eating it, whatever's left. Sometimes we fail because we bite off more than we can chew. We had big plans, but when you break it down, you increase the likeliness that you are going to succeed. Okay? When you break it down, you increase the likeliness that you are going to succeed. The second is to be realistic. So create goals that are sustainable. The third is to stay true to yourself. Is it something you truly want? Or is it something you think others want for you? Or is it based off of their expectation? That's a big trap, isn't it? Number 4 is to get support. Find someone who will support you along the way. Who gets it, like an accountability partner, to share how things are going and explore ways to overcome when you get stuck in that goal. And how to move forward and move toward your goal. And the last is to ignite excitement, or the dopamine. Find ways to give yourself a boost of excitement, such as reminding yourself of why you're doing this in the first place, and how it will make your life better, and what it will be like. So you might consider a visual board, and I love those. I make mine on Pinterest and I lock it off just for me. And, so I pin different things to the board of what it will be like when that change occurs, because we tend to be visual creatures. Now, I created the Thrive and Shine, a smart goal toolkit for moms of autistic to help you achieve your goal. So grab your copy. It's free when you join the free Autism Thrive Tribe community for moms. And right there is where you're going to get your support, right? It's a community for you to share experiences with other moms. And I provided a direct link in this episode's transcript or show notes for you to join the community. Or you could just go on over to thrivingmomsofautistics.com. This is the Thriving Moms of Autistics website. So I'll see you in the community, and I'm going to see you in next week's episode.
Thanks for listening to Thriving Moms of Autistics podcast. Be sure to leave a review and tell other moms of autistics about the podcast. Let's support each other. Find the full transcript for this episode at thrivingmomsofautistics.com. And be assured, you are not alone in your journey